Hello, my Calming My Compass community. We are back here today, this time, to share with you a story about a caregiver's dilemma. This is a story for anyone who has ever felt pulled in two directions at once. It's about the silent battle fought by millions who find themselves standing in the middle of life's highway, trying to direct traffic between their career and their family, all while feeling like they're failing at both. It's a story about a broken compass and the slow, painful process of finding true north again. Meet Maya. To her colleagues, she's the reliable, sharp project manager who never misses a deadline. To her 78-year-old father, Leo, she's his little girl, the one who calls him every evening. But in the quiet moments, in the car between the office and her father's apartment, Maya is neither. She's a frayed rope in a game of tug-of-war. Her career is demanding, a whirlwind of meetings, presentations, and ambitious goals that require 100% of her focus. At the same time, her father, once a vibrant and independent man, is beginning to forget things. He's becoming frail, and the world is slowly shrinking to the walls of his small home. Maya loves her job, and she adores her father, and she is starting to realize that she cannot give 100% of herself to both. This is the beginning of her dilemma. Part 1, the first crack. It starts with a phone call during a budget meeting. It's her father's neighbor. Leo had tried to walk to the grocery store, a route he's taken for 20 years, and got confused. He couldn't remember how to get back home. The panic in Maya's chest is a cold, sharp thing. She mutters an apology and leaves the conference room, her professional composure shattering. Driving to his apartment, her mind races. This is the first real crack in the dam. Up until now, it's been small things, forgetting a word, misplacing his keys. This is different. This is a warning sign she can no longer ignore. That evening, as she helps him make tea, her hand trembles. She looks at her father, really looks at him, and sees the vulnerability in his eyes. The strong, capable man who taught her to ride a bike now needs her to remind him how to use the microwave. The guilt is immediate and heavy. Has she been so focused on her own life that she missed the signs? The first thread of the rope begins to unravel. Part 2, the juggling act. Life becomes a high-wire act with no safety net. Maya's planner, once a map of work projects, is now a chaotic mosaic of color-coded obligations. Blue for work deadlines, red for doctor's appointments, green for pharmacy pickups. Her 9-to-5 job spills into her evenings, and her caregiving duties invade her workdays. She takes conference calls from her car in the hospital parking lot, muting herself when the nurse calls her name. She leaves work early to get to the grocery store for him, then stays up until 2 a.m. finishing her report. Every minute is accounted for, and there are never enough of them. She feels like she's failing at everything. At work, she's distracted, missing small details she would have normally caught. At her father's, she's rushed, her mind already on the email she needs to send. She is physically present but mentally scattered, a ghost in both worlds. The logistical puzzle of it all is exhausting. Arranging rides, coordinating with part-time helpers she can barely afford, explaining for the 10th time to a new clinic admin what his insurance is. It feels like trying to hold water in her hands. Part 3, the financial squeeze. The strain isn't just emotional. It's a tangible, frightening pressure on her bank account. The part-time caregiver, a wonderful and patient woman named Sarah, costs more per hour than Maya makes. Prescriptions that aren't fully covered, a new shower chair, healthier pre-made meals because he can't cook. It all adds up. Maya finds herself skipping lunch with co-workers to save money, lying and saying she's on a diet. She stares at her savings account, watching the number she worked so hard to build slowly shrink. A promotion is on the horizon at work, one that would ease this burden significantly, but it would also demand more of her time she simply doesn't have to give. It feels like a cruel joke. To make more money to care for her father, she would have to be away from him more. The choice is unbearable: financial stability or his well-being. She lies awake at night, her mind spinning with numbers and dread, feeling the walls of her world closing in. Part 4, the breaking point. The breaking point comes on a Tuesday. It's a day packed with back-to-back meetings, culminating in a major presentation to a new client. It's also the day of Leo's important neurologist appointment, the one she booked 3 months ago. She had a plan. A co-worker would cover her first meeting. She'd take her father to the appointment and be back in time for the presentation. But the doctor is running late, an hour late. Maya sits in the sterile exam room, her phone buzzing incessantly in her purse. Her father is quiet, nervous. She tries to smile at him, to be reassuring, but inside she is screaming. She finally gets a nurse to understand her situation, her voice cracking with a desperation she can't hide. They rush the appointment, but it's too late. She misses the presentation. Her boss's email is short and cold. "We need to talk tomorrow." That night, after she's settled her father, she sits on her own kitchen floor and sobs. The tears are for the failed presentation, for the scared look in her father's eyes, for the sheer, overwhelming impossibility of her life. Her compass is spinning wildly, and she is completely, utterly lost. Part 5. A flicker of light. In the bleak days that follow, a small flicker of light appears. It's Sarah, the caregiver, who gently sits Maya down after seeing her exhaustion. "You can't pour from an empty cup, Maya," she says softly. "You're trying to be his daughter and his nurse and your own person all at once. It's too much for one person." She talks about resources Maya never knew existed. A local seniors center with day programs, a volunteer service that provides companionship, a support group for people exactly like her. It's the first time Maya hears that she doesn't have to do this completely alone. It feels like a life raft has been thrown to her in a stormy sea. She wasn't failing, she was just trying to carry a burden meant for many shoulders. Part 6. Redrawing the map. Slowly, painfully, Maya begins to redraw the map of her life. It's not easy. It means having a hard, honest conversation with her boss, swallowing her pride, and explaining her situation. To her surprise, her boss is more understanding than she expected, agreeing to a more flexible work-from-home arrangement. It means enrolling Leo in the day program twice a week, a decision filled with guilt, but one that gives him socialization and her uninterrupted work time. It means joining the support group and listening to others share stories that mirror her own. For the first time, she doesn't feel like a failure. She feels like a soldier in a shared army. She learns to delegate, to accept that good enough is sometimes a victory, and to ask for help without seeing it as a weakness. She is learning to calibrate her compass, not by the demanding stars of perfection, but by the steady pull of what is truly possible. Part 7. Coming to grips and finding grace. The dilemma doesn't magically disappear. There are still hard days, frustrating phone calls with insurance companies, and moments of deep sadness. But something fundamental has shifted inside Maya. She stops trying to divide 100% of herself into two impossible halves. Instead, she learns to be fully present in the moment she is in. When she is working, she is working. When she is with her father, she is just his daughter, not his scheduler, not his nurse. They start watching old movies together on Friday nights, something they haven't done in years. She holds his hand, and his grip is still firm. He tells her a story about her mother, and he remembers every detail. In these moments, she finds the pieces of her old father, and they are more precious than any professional achievement. She has come to grips with the reality that she is human, with limits and needs of her own. The guilt hasn't vanished, but it no longer rules her. It's a quiet passenger in the car, not the driver. Part 7. Coming to grips and finding grace. The dilemma doesn't magically disappear. There are still hard days, frustrating phone calls with insurance companies, and moments of deep sadness. But something fundamental has shifted inside Maya. She stops trying to divide 100% of herself into two impossible halves. Instead, she learns to be fully present in the moment she is in. When she is working, she is working. When she is with her father, she is just his daughter, not his scheduler, not his nurse. They start watching old movies together on Friday nights, something they haven't done in years. She holds his hand, and his grip is still firm. He tells her a story about her mother, and he remembers every detail. In these moments, she finds the pieces of her old father, and they are more precious than any professional achievement. She has come to grips with the reality that she is human, with limits and needs of her own. The guilt hasn't vanished, but it no longer rules her. It's a quiet passenger in the car, not the driver. So if you see yourself in Maya's story, if your own compass is spinning from the relentless pull of love and duty, please know this: you are not failing. The very fact that you worry about dividing yourself proves how much you care. The goal is not to give 100% to every part of your life every single day. That is a recipe for breaking. The goal is to find a way to give what you can, with grace for yourself, and to understand that some days your career will get 40% and your family 60%. And that is okay. Other days, it will flip. The balance is not a perfect 50-50 split. It's a gentle, daily rocking from side to side, a rhythm you learn to move with, not fight against. Your value is not measured in perfectly met deadlines or spotless homes, but in the love that fuels your exhaustion. Be kind to yourself. Ask for the help. Take the deep breath. Your compass is still there. It may be scratched and worn, but it is still pointing you toward what truly matters. And that is always enough. Keep going. Disclaimer. The story of Maya and her father is a fictional narrative created to explore the emotional and logistical challenges of caregiving. While it aims to reflect common experiences, every caregiving journey is unique. The resources and solutions mentioned are for illustrative purposes and may not be available or suitable for everyone. If you are a caregiver in need of support, please seek guidance from qualified healthcare professionals, social workers, or trusted community organizations who can provide advice tailored to your specific situation. This story is intended to offer comfort and solidarity, not to serve as professional or medical advice. If Maya's storyline helped to calm your own inner compass today, please take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend who might need a moment of peace, and most importantly, subscribe to join our community. Your support allows us to continue bringing more stories about finding quiet strength in a noisy world. Thank you for watching. Until next time when we meet.